You've bathed in his waters, slain his beasts, and run his gauntlet. Turns out Emperor Calus just kind of wants to chill out with you and eat and drink and stuff. But he's got loot, so you know what we gotta do. Team composition for this encounter encourages roaming supers due to the massive amount of adds, and generally speaking is pretty open as it's more about the timing of supers than it is the kinds of supers that you have. Arc Soul Warlocks are amazing in this encounter, Celestial Nighthawk Hunters are great for burst damage on the boss, Sentinels and Strikers for rally barricade, Night Stalkers all viable and great to have. As far as weaponry goes, enemies will spawn with all of the elemental shields at some point in the encounter, or at least will if you take more than 2 phases to kill the boss. Snipers and linear fusions make for great boss damage weapons, along with Cold Heart potentially being a contender in the top damage weapon category for this fight specifically. Depending on what team you're on for this encounter, you'll also want to consider an auto rifle or maybe a hand cannon too, depending on what you feel comfortable with. Before you start the fight, form 2 groups of 3 people. One for Team Teleport and one for Team Suck, for reasons you'll see soon. To start the encounter, shoot the chalice out of Calus's hands and he'll get mad at you. From then on, waves of enemies will start to spawn that you should kill. Big threats will be the Centurions and should be focused down immediately. Burning a super here is not a big deal to start orb generation for later on in the fight. Eventually, 4 shielded scions will spawn on the 4 pedestals in the room, 2 on each side. These should be meleeed down and killed immediately. Shortly after the scions are killed, Calus will teleport the entire raid group into the Mind's Eye, and 3 portals back to the throne room will be available to use. This is where Team Teleport and Team Suck will need to perform their roles. Team Suck will stay behind to face Calus's head, while Team Teleport will need to help them out. For you Destiny 1 players, think Atheon, but crazier. Team Teleport will be sent back to the throne room, where they will deal with what feels like an equal amount of enemies that spawned when the fight began. This is where chaining supers is really going to come in handy, because Centurions are tough to take down while also assisting Team Suck. Play cautiously here, abuse line of sight often to dodge Calus's I-beam attack and other hazards. While that's happening in the throne room, Calus's giant head will literally be attempting to suck up the other 3 players in the Mind's Eye. A short time after the entire team is teleported to the Mind's Eye, I'm just going to call him Mega Calus, Mega Calus will begin to pull the remaining 3 players towards him. There will be a barrier that will hold your team in place as this part of the fight happens. What Team Suck needs to do is look at Mega Calus's forehead for a symbol. Each player will see something different, either a, you guessed it, chalice, the axes, the beast, or the sun. Those 3 players need to call out which icons they see for Team Teleport. In the throne room, 4 scions will spawn much like before when you were all teleported to the Mind's Eye. All of these scions have a symbol above them. Chalice is top left, axes are bottom left, beast is bottom right, and sun is top right. After Team Suck gives the callouts of which icons they see, Team Teleport must kill the scion with the icon not shown. So, if sun, chalice, and axes are called, you go punch the beast scion. You'll also need to continuously deal with enemies spawning during this entire time. Again, chaining supers is ideal. To make things a little bit easier, have 1 person assigned per side to deal with the scions so that you don't need to cross sides and risk death. If you're feeling up to the challenge, you can assign just 1 person to do all of the scion killing. You also need to watch out for Calus's bomb attack, where he will raise his fist and create a giant bomb on a random player, which explodes after a couple of seconds. It is completely avoidable, but not paying attention will mean death if you're in the middle of the explosion. Each time the correct scion is killed, Mega Calus will pull the team closer to him. On the first pull, you'll need to kill 2, let's call them nether scions. They'll be floating in these weird magical spheres. On follow-up pulls, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you'll need to kill those 2 nether scions that spawn on the left and right, along with 3 regular scions. It is highly advised that you kill the regular psions first, as their new grenade ability launches you into the air, and getting launched basically means that you die. Not only that, but you need to watch the floor in front of you very carefully. Some of the floor tiles are actually ramps that will launch you over the safety barrier used to keep you back. Some are very obvious, some are not. Anything that looks like it could be used as a ramp probably is. So you need to be 100% certain that the path in front of you is completely flat. Seriously, completely flat. Any slight nook or cranny has the chance of sending you over the barrier. Note that most of the taller ramps are ramps. They are not walls. After 4 cycles of this, symbols will stop appearing on his forehead and the next important phase happens, the Force of Will phase. After cleaning up the remaining psions, Calus will laugh and open up his mouth. Out will come tons and tons of skulls that will fly towards you. You must shoot as many of these skulls as humanly possible, 1, so you don't die, but mainly because for every skull that you kill, you will increase your Force of Will buff. Force of Will is a buff that will give you bonus damage against Calus. So, while Team Suck is killing skulls, Team Teleport must deal with Calus and his ultimate attack. Calus will gain a shield and start casting an attack. Important to note that you will take damage while his shield is active. It won't be a lot, but it'll be enough to kill a low health player. You must remove the shield before the attack goes off for obvious reasons. However, when you remove this shield, skulls in the mind's eye will stop spawning. You have more than enough time to burn his shield off, assuming you have all of your players alive, so it's alright to wait a couple of seconds to let Team Suck get a few more skulls. Around 50 stacks is when we told our group to bring down the shield, and on average, this resulted in Force of Will stacks in between 60 and 70. After skulls stop spawning, Team Suck should leave through the portals and you can begin the damage phase. The 4 plates where the psions spawned are your damage plates. You must stand on them in order to deal damage to the boss. My team started at the front right and went clockwise around. The plates do not remain active forever, but the main mechanic that will cause you to rotate to the next plate is Calus's bomb attack. Since all of the players will be stacked on the same plate in order to maximize boss damage uptime, the bomb is going to hit everyone. So, when he starts to focus his bomb attack, everyone should jump up and rotate over to the next plate. Note that there will be many war beasts crawling on the floor, so be careful not to get swarmed. This phase continues until all of the plates have used up all of their energy. Snipers, linear fusion rifles, any of your highest damage weapons should all be used here. Things like rally barricades, empowering rifts, especially with arc souls enabled, should be popped, and pulse, void wall, or solar grenades should be thrown to maximize damage on the boss. Once Calus is below 66% health, he'll start to break apart, and his new crit spot will be on his chest.
Alright.
One more.
Let's do a voice.
Please don't F us, game.
Breathe.
Stop. Fine.
Shut up. Stop saying breathe.
Comms.
Cup.
Done.
Swords.
Dog, yeah.
I just got effed.
Pick him up left.
Get him up.
I got nothing. I don't have risk.
Dog.
Cop.
Sun.
I got the swords, then I'll come get you, Merrick.
Be careful, it's in fire.
I may die.
Sword.
Cop.
Dog.
I got it. We're good.
Get a rift.
I might die here.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Shh. We're good.
Dog.
Cop.
Sun.
I got it. He's dead. Oh, good.
Scooch left.
Shimmy to the left. Alright, breathe.
Yeah,
Breathe.
regroup on so.
Scion's
regroup
coming.
on
5
left.
seconds.
Scion's coming up.
Okay, good.
Left one.
Right.
Right.
Good job. Good job.
Alright, let's get a big stack.
It's right. It's right here. Shh. Here we go.
Alright, chill.
Nothing changes.
Your shields.
Axes.
Cup. Dog.
Come on.
I'm supering.
Yeah,
I'm supering. Merrick, if you can cover left.
What I've been trying to call second. Jeez.
Axes.
Cup. Dog.
Oh god! I got booped.
I got you. I got your help.
Oh, I'm gonna dump it.
Stop. Damn it.
Fun. Axes.
Dog. Going back.
Dog.
Cup. Sun.
Merrick knows he's on mute, right?
Whatever, he's got it. He's the smartest one out of all of us at the moment.
I was just making sure he knew.
Auto's out. Up.
Dude, instant reload.
Good idea.
We're at 10 stack.
20.
21.
21.
37.
We can watch it.
40.
Go ahead and start pulling us forward.
Yeah.
I
Go
want to
nuts.
make that go. To really make it go.
After all 4 plates are used, this process repeats until Calus is dead. There are a couple of minor challenges added to the fight as you continue. First, the elemental shields on Centurions will rotate to something else every time you have a damage phase. They start as Void, then go to Arc, then Solar. Next, Team Suck will need to deal with floor panels that have now disappeared, making it even more important to look out for the floor in front of you. Next, if you happen to do 3 damage phases to Calus without killing him, Colossus will start to spawn. Finally, when Calus gets to really low health, his bomb attack is much more lethal. When you bring Calus to 0 health, the final damage phase begins. He'll gain a shield similar to the ones that he gained earlier in the fight. Shoot the shield until it is removed, and you will have completed the Leviathan raid. Congratulations! Your loot and an interesting thing about Calus await you in the loot room when you drop down. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Prestige mode.